Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Wait for somebody to hop on here and I'll go ahead and get right to it. Wait for a few people to hop on and I'll go ahead and start. We got one person in the building. Comment below so I know who you are. We got one person watching my live stream. Comment below so I know who you are. Okay, I got one person watching my live stream. Comment below so I know who you are. All right, that's what's up. Hey, hit the like button on my video, Gary. Hit the like button, my guy. Glad you're here. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Y'all hit the like button on my video. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the chamber, man. Let's talk about the elimination chamber results. Okay, well, let's start off with the women's elimination chamber. My picks for the women's elimination chamber. I look nothing like that guy, bro. Stop it. Stop it. I look nothing like Top Dollar. I look nothing like that guy. Stop it. Anyway, back to what I was saying. My picks for the women's elimination chamber was Alexa Bliss and Tiffany Stratton. Well, unfortunately, neither one of them didn't win, which is I'm not shocked. You know what I'm saying? But Alexa Bliss was my top main pick, and Tiffany Stratton was my backup pick. So neither one of them won, and the person won, and the person that won is who I didn't want to win. Hey, look, man, get on. Anyway, so yeah, my picks. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Hit the like button on my video. But anyway, what's up, man? What's up? So, like I said, my pick for the women's elimination chamber was Alexa Bliss and Tiffany Stratton. But Alexa Bliss was my main pick, and Tiffany Stratton was my backup pick. But neither of them won. I'm not quite sure how to help you with that. Sorry, I didn't even know that was on. But so neither one of them won. The person that won is who I didn't want to win, and that was Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley won, but I'm not shocked Rhea Ripley won. Part of me predicted she probably would win due to her losing the women's tag team championship. So I'm like, they're probably gonna, you know what I'm saying, have Rhea to drop the women's tag team titles to Lash and Nia, and she wins the chamber to face Jade Cargill for the women's world title. As much as I hate to say it, I about knew that was the solution that they was going to go with. So that's exactly what happened. So Rhea Ripley got won. But I will say, y'all may disagree with what I'm about to say, but that's fine. You know, that's cool. You know, we all got our opinion. We'll talk to our own opinion. But to me, Alexa Bliss was the most impressive in that match. I know about a number of Jasmine. Sorry, Alexa. Oh, sorry. Including Chive versus Kavalievich, May 16th, 2014. Sorry, I didn't know Alexa was on. Sorry about that. Had to turn it off. But like I said, to me, Alexa Bliss was the most impressive in that match. Love when Alexa Bliss did her Twisted Bliss off the pod. To me, that was the best part of the match. But that's okay. You can disagree if you want. That's fine. That's fine. I stand 10 toes down on what I just said. To me, Alexa Bliss was the most impressive in that match. Love when she hit that twisted bliss off the pod. And yeah, I gotta be honest, I was a little disappointed she lost. I wanted her to win, but hey, can always get what we want, right? And Tiffany Stratton did her thing too, but to me, Alexa Bliss was more impressive. But yeah, neither of my picks won. So now it's official. Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill for the Women's World Title. So I wonder how they're going to book that match. Will Jade prevail and retain the Women's World Title, or will Rhea Ripley take it from her and become the new Women's World Champion? Rhea Ripley might get it done. She may get it done if she do. Hey, I ain't got a problem with it. I don't like Rhea Ripley neither, just like I don't like Jade Cargill. But if she dethrones Jade Cargill for the title, I damn sure won't be upset about it. And that might be what may happen. It ain't like Jade's title run has been interesting anyway. It's boring. Just like she's boring. So it don't even matter. So if Rhea takes it off of, oh, okay, fine. I don't, you know what I'm saying? If Rhea takes it off of, fine, okay. I don't give a fuck. It's gonna make me laugh seeing these Jade Cargill fans have a meltdown about it, though. That's definitely gonna make me laugh. That's gonna make me laugh. I'm gonna laugh my ass off. Yeah, Randy Orton's a legend, Gary. He is a legend. And one of my favorites, but never had a dislike for him. Tell you what, boy, that RKO come out of nowhere. So back to the Women's Elimination Chamber. Rhea Ripley won, and she's going to be facing Jade Cargill for the Women's World Title. So this match could go either way. Either Rhea Ripley wins the title from Jade Cargill, or Jade retains. But I definitely don't see her winning clean against Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is definitely her biggest test yet. Rhea Ripley is definitely Jade Cargill's biggest test yet. I broke my own sister's leg over McDonald's, and now she won't talk to me anymore. The hell you do that for? I won't blame her, man. But anyway, let's get back on topic. But what's going on? What's going on, OG Kicks? If you're new to my channel, man, subscribe to my channel. And I never seen you here before. But let me get back on topic. Alright. So I don't see Jay winning this match clean against Rhea. I don't see it. I don't see it. Not at all. Because if anything, part of me think that Rhea is gonna take that title off of her. I wanted it to be Tiffany Stratton rather than it be Rhea Ripley. Because I'm not a fan of Rhea Ripley. Neither am I a fan of Jay. I'm not a fan of Rhea Ripley or Jade Cargill. I don't like neither one of them. If Rhea takes it off Jade, I won't have a problem with it in the world. But I wanted it to be Tiffany Stratton to take the title off of Jade Cargill. Fans can hate all they want to and say what the hell they want to say. Yes, I want it to be Tiffany Stratton to take the title off Jade Cargill for sure. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Well, at least right now, I don't think it is. But I hope it does eventually if Rhea doesn't take it off of her. And I think Rhea may get it done. Rhea may get it done. We'll see. We'll see because they're facing off at WrestleMania. So we'll see how that one all plays out. Rhea may win. Like a real win ain't got a problem in the world. I'm gonna laugh my ass off at all the. I'm gonna laugh my ass off at all the Jade Cargill fans being triggered and talking shit, having a meltdown when she ain't really been defending a damn title like that. First of all she do is mainly run her damn mouth, talk shit. That's all she does, which is her promos are garbage. And I want to thank everybody out here, man, for helping me finally reach 900 subscribers. Y'all the best, man. Y'all the best. I want to call that out. I forgot to mention it in the beginning of my video. I want to thank everybody, man, for helping me reach 900 subscribers. I've been doing YouTube videos for a whole year now, man, and I'm telling you, I've gotten so far. I've gotten so far at 900 followers. I mean 900 subscribers. That's saying something about my content, man. And I appreciate y'all tuning in, watching my live videos. It means a lot because y'all could be anywhere else. Y'all could be anywhere else. But y'all watch my content. Y'all choose to watch my content, and I appreciate it, man. And I don't do this for the likes, views, and numbers on YouTube to get a whole bunch of subscribers. No, I do this because I love it. I do this because I genuinely love talking about wrestling. I do this because I genuinely love talking about, you know what I'm saying, wrestling. I love it. But at the same time, who wouldn't want a bunch of subscribers? But I don't get up here and do this just for the likes, the views, and attention. Like I said, I do this because I love it. So back on topic, man. So we're going to see how it all plays out with Rhea Ripley and Jade. Like I said, Rhea may get it done. If she does, I won't have a problem with it in the world. Like I said, I'm going to laugh my ass off at how triggered all the Jade Cargill fans get. Because, boy, they sure going to have a damn meltdown. And that shit going to be so damn funny, man. But, all right, moving forward. So, and another thing I want to pinpoint. Please give me Alexa Bliss versus Rhea Ripley eventually somewhere down the line. That match needs to happen. The stare down between those two when Alexa Bliss was you know what I'm saying, in her pod and Rhea Ripley was outside of it and she pinned her face against Alexa Bliss pod and Alexa Bliss pinned her face against the pod and they both were looking at each other with that stare down. Yes. That is a damn fantasy match right there. That is a fantasy match right there. Alexa Bliss versus Rhea Ripley. Please book it. Please book it. And the person who I'm going with is Alexa Bliss, hands down. I'm definitely going for Alexa Bliss. And I hope she pins Rhea Ripley. I hope she adds Rhea Ripley to her resume that she's pinned. But like I said, I want her to get her redemption match on Charlotte Flair first by pinning her for the first time of her career, and it'll be on her resume that she's beaten all four of the Four Horsewomen to also avenge her doll Lily. Then she moves on to capture her first mid-card women's championship and become a Grand Slam women's champion. I want Grand Slam Bliss. So, yeah, I want her to capture the women's U.S. title, and that would be her first mid-card women's championship. And once again, I want Grand Slam Bliss. So, yeah. But then, yeah, I definitely want Alexa Bliss versus Rhea Ripley as well. What's up, bro? If you're new here, subscribe to my channel. I never seen you here before. So, yeah, man. Alexa Bliss versus Rhea Ripley will cook. But I would definitely go with Alexa Bliss. I would definitely go for Alexa Bliss. I want Alexa Bliss to beat Rhea Ripley for the first time of her career. Because those two never cross paths. They never crossed paths in a one-on-one match. They never crossed paths in a feud, and that needs to happen. I can smell the chemistry already with those two. I can smell the chemistry already with those two. So who I'm going for is Alexa Bliss. So all right, moving forward, putting that aside. All right, let's talk about AJ Lee dethroning Becky Lynch for the women's IC title. I never cared about this feud, man. I didn't care about this feud, and if I'm being all the way 1,000, AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch at Elimination Chamber, it didn't need to have the women's IC title involved. Definitely didn't need to have the women's IC title involved in my book. Sure, others would disagree about it, but that's fine. Like I said, I didn't care for this AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch feud to begin with. And it definitely didn't need the women's IC title involved in their feud. They could have done a non-title match at the Elimination Chamber, and AJ Lee won against Becky, which is that was going to happen anyway. But I get it. CM Punk was a champion, so they wanted AJ Lee to win the title back, being that how long she's been gone. And they wanted her to win the title right along with CM Punk. So AJ Lee got it done just as I predicted she would. Her and Becky Lynch had a pretty good match, but AJ Lee dethroned Becky for the women's IC title. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. Well, I ain't gonna say the match was pretty good. The match was decent in my book. It was decent at best. It was decent. It was a decent match, but AJ Lee came out on top, of course, and dethroned Becky for the women's IC title. So AJ Lee got it done just as I knew she was, and she dethroned Becky Lynch for the women's IC title. So now she's the women's IC champion after all the years of being gone after all the years of being gone away from WWE. She's the women's IC champion. She's the women's IC champion right along with CM Punk still being the world champion. So they wanted those two as champions in the men's division, women's division. AJ Lee CM Punk as the world champion, and AJ Lee as the women's IC champion. So both of them be holding belts. Well, I like AJ Lee and all, but she ain't one of my favorites. And like I said several times, she's overhyped. But I tell you what, now that AJ Lee is the women's IC champion, now I want Natty to be the person. I definitely want Natty. Hell, I'm pushing the agenda of Natty dethroning AJ Lee for the women's IC title. I said it before, I am pushing the agenda of Natty becoming the women's IC champion. But now that AJ Lee got the women's world title, I want Natty to be like a shark in the water and come after AJ Lee and put her on notice and let her know that she's coming for the throne. To let her know she's coming for the throne. And you couldn't have picked a better person than this new version of Natty to be the one to dethrone AJ Lee for the women's IC title. And that's who I want to dethrone AJ Lee for the women's IC title. None other than Bloodsport Natty. None other than Bloodsport Natty. I definitely hope she gets it done against AJ Lee. She needs to. She needs to. It's needed. It's definitely needed. This new version of Natty as the women's IC champion, but dethrone Becky, not Becky, but dethrone AJ Lee for the women's IC title is needed. It's needed. Natty need to be like a shark in the water. Let AJ Lee know she's come. Put her on notice and let her know she's coming for the throne. Let her know she's coming for the throne. Now, if they want to give AJ Lee a decent title run with the women's IC title, fine. Okay. Fine. But like I said, I want Natty to, know what I'm saying, know what I'm saying, I eventually want Natty to be the one to dethrone AJ Lee for the women's IC title. It's needed. With this new version of Natty, it's needed. Is know what I'm saying, definitely needed. But for the meantime, enjoy that title, AJ. Enjoy it. Enjoy it for the meantime. And although, like I said, I like AJ Lee, but she ain't one of my favorites. And I'm not big on her like a lot of these fans are. She's overhyped by a lot of fans. But I want Natty to be the person to dethrone her for the women's IC title. It's needed. So anyway, so I'm ready for it to happen. Then when Natty be the person to dethrone AJ Lee for the women's IC title, then her and Maxine Dupree can finish out their feud. They can finish out their feud, and when they face off for the title, Natty retains against Maxine Dupree. Because like I said before, I don't even like how they got it looking like Natty can't beat Maxine Dupree clean in a one-on-one match, when we all know she can. It's not going to hurt for Maxine to either loss against Becky. Against, you know what I'm saying, Natty. By tapping out to her, or, you know what I'm saying, or getting pinned by her. Either way, it's not going to hurt for Maxine Dupree to eat a clean loss against Natty. It's only going to elevate Maxine Dupree to her highest extent and get better in the ring by losing to Natty. And Maxine Dupree is also one of my favorite female wrestlers, but I do like Natty better. Natty is one of my top favorite female wrestlers. I have been a huge fan of Natty for over a decade. Maxine Dupree became one of my favorite female wrestlers last year. So I've been a huge fan of Natty way longer than I've been a fan of Maxine Dupree. But like I said, make no mistake about it, Maxine Dupree is one of my favorites, just like Natty is. Maxine Dupree became one of my new favorite female wrestlers last year. So I've been a fan of Maxine Dupree for a year now. But I've been a fan of Natty for over a decade. So when Natty wins the title, then her and Maxine Dupree can finish off their feud, their strong heated feud. And like I said, when they face off in the first title, when Natty defend her women's IC title against Maxine Dupree, she beats Maxine Dupree clean in their first title match, and Natty successfully retained. And let's say they face off again, Natty retains again. But the second time, they say she could. Well, no, she don't got to get dirty the second time. Have Natty to win clean against Maxine Dupree twice in the title defense match. Then when they face off for the third time, Maxine Dupree finally beats Natty. She beats her and wins the women's IC title in a hard-fought match. Because this blood sport, this new version of Natty has got to be taken seriously. So it's not going to hurt for Maxine Dupree, like I said, to eat a loss against Natty. Because look at this new version of Natty. She like the damn Terminator. And that's her quote. Natty elevates. No, Natalia elevates. Natty decimates. So when they face off in that women's IC title match, Natty definitely needs to, know what I'm saying, win against Maxine Dupree clean and successfully retain her women's IC title. They face off again, Natty beats her again clean the second time. Then when they face off for a third time for the women's world title, Maxine Dupree finally beats Natty clean. She finally overcome Natty's clean. She finally beat Natty clean and win the women's IC title in a hard fought match. That, you know what I'm saying? Do it like that. Have the story to end like that, with Natty being Maxine Dupree toughest opponents. And Natty ate 2 losses, not Natty, but and Maxine Dupree ate 2 losses against Natty, and Natty retaining her title. Then when the third time they face off, Maxine Dupree finally beats Natty clean, and she wins the women's IC title in a hard fought match. That would be a great storytelling right there, you know what I'm saying, for Natty and Maxine Dupree. That would be a great storytelling. Because them 2 losses would elevate Maxine Dupree to her highest extent to get better. Then, like I said, when the third time they face off, Maxine Dupree finally beats Natty clean and win the women's IC title in a hard fought match, just like I said. Telling you that's the best way they could go out with the story between Natty and Maxine Dupree. That's the best way to go out with it. Hold on, y'all. Let me get my water. I'm telling you, this right here, man. This. Sorry, y'all. So yeah. That's the best way they could go out with that story with Natty and Maxine. That would be the best storytelling right there. So putting that aside. Alright, man. Let's talk about CM Punk versus Finn Balor. Let's talk about that match. Alright, well. What up, man? What's going on? What's going on? If you're new here, bro, subscribe to my channel. So, let's talk about CM Punk versus Finn Balor. CM Punk versus Finn Balor for the world title. Great back and forth match. But CM Punk applied the sharpshooter in that match. He's a huge fan of Bret Hart. He even wore Bret Hart attire at SummerSlam when he was in a strong-headed feud with Drew McIntyre. He wore Bret Hart's attire. So as you can see, CM Punk is a huge Bret Hart fan. So is I. You know, Bret Hart is my #1 WWF top favorite wrestler. And I name, you know what I'm saying, I name myself after him. Yeah, Bret Hart is my #1 WWF top favorite wrestler. And I named my YouTube name after him. That's where Hitman D came from. That's where Hitman D came from. Dude Love, okay, alright. So yeah, so that's where the name Hitman D from. That's where my YouTube name Hitman D came from. I named myself after Bret Hart. Yeah, so that's where Hitman D come from. Bret Hart. I even got Bret Hart shade glasses. I'm gonna show them off one day. I got Bret Hart shade glasses. I got his pink shade glasses. I bought them a long time ago, like in 2018. I'm gonna show them off to y'all one day. I'm gonna show it off. But oh yo, what's up? Yo, if you're new here, subscribe to my channel, bro. Never seen you here before. So let's go ahead and talk about the CM Punk versus Finn Balor matchup, man. Well, it was a great back and forth match. Finn Balor definitely took CM Punk to his limits. He busted his nose and everything. Yeah, Finn Balor won't play with CM Punk. But CM Punk applied a sharpshooter in their match against Finn Balor. You know what I'm saying? He applied the sharpshooter or whatever, whatnot. Finn Balor didn't tap out, of course, but you know. But CM Punk retained. He successfully retained the match. He retained. He retained the title, I mean. So how it's looking, man, I think Finn Balor is about to turn face. Because he showed great sportsmanship after that match with CM Punk. He actually showed great sportsmanship, so that's a sign of Finn Balor is about to turn face. I think Finn Balor is about to turn face. I think it's about to happen. I think he's about to turn face, and the Judgment Day is about to I think the Judgment Day is about to implode. The Judgment Day is about to implode. So ready for that, and I'm ready for the Judgment Day to be over with. And I didn't like the idea of Liv Morgan joining forces with Dominic. I didn't like the idea of that at all. I really didn't like the idea. But it happened. It happened. But like I said, I eventually went along with it because I knew with Dominic being inserted, I knew Dominic being inserted in the storyline with Liv Morgan, that was going to, you know what I'm saying, lead to Liv Morgan. I know what I'm saying. I knew with Dominic being inserted in the storyline with Liv Morgan, that was going to lead up to Liv Morgan winning her second women's world title. And that's exactly what happened. So I definitely went along with Dominic pairing up with Liv Morgan. Although a lot of fans were hating because Liv Morgan was seducing Dominic and all. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell y'all jealous about and hating on Dominic for. Because for one, y'all ain't never going to have Liv Morgan. Y'all never going to have that. You're never going to touch her. And first of all, Dominic is happily married. That man is happily married. But people still say he have his way with the ladies in wrestling. Hey, he does that he does. And I'm not gonna hate on him. I'm not gonna hate on him for that. Hating on this man over female wrestlers that y'all ain't never gonna sleep with or touch or don't know y'all, don't even know who y'all are. That's wild. That's retarded. But look, listen, let's go ahead and get back on. Hey, what's up? What's up? If you're new here, subscribe to my channel. So I was all for Dominic pairing up with Liv Morgan. I was all for Liv Morgan pairing up with Dominic because, you know what I'm saying, I knew it was going to lead up to Liv Morgan winning her second women's world title. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what happened. Thanks to Dominic. So, like I said, Liv Morgan cheated to win against Becky for the women's world title, but you know what I'm saying, even if you cheat, a win is a win. So I was all for it. I was definitely all for it. Liv Morgan got it done regardless. So I definitely celebrate her second women's world title run. But anyway, so ever since then, Liv Morgan and Dominic has been a couple. They have been a thing. But I believe the Liv and Dom love story, as I said before in one of my recent videos I did, and short clip videos I did, that the Liv and Dom love story is about to come to an end. And I think that's going to happen at WrestleMania, as much as I hate to say this, because I love Liv Morgan. I fucking love Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is one of my top favorite female wrestlers, just like Alexa Bliss and Natalya. I like all three of them equally. So I've been a huge fan of Liv Morgan for no, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I've been a huge fan of Liv Morgan for a decade. I've been a huge fan of Liv Morgan for a decade. So as much as I hate to say it, I definitely see Dominic turning on Liv Morgan at WrestleMania 42, and he betrayed her for Stephanie Vaquer. Because Liv Morgan being in that interview that time, and she was asked by the dude, you know what I'm saying, on the podcast, What would she do if Dominic, you know what I'm saying, betrayed her? She says she wouldn't trust nobody else. So that's a dead giveaway right there. That is definitely going to happen, and she don't think it is. But listen, Liv. Much as I love Liv Morgan, I gotta be completely. I'm gonna keep it all the way down. I gotta be completely honest. If Dominic turned on Rhea Ripley for you, what makes you think he's not gonna do it to you eventually? And don't get me wrong, he had every Rhea Ripley had that shit coming. Rhea Ripley, she had that, you know what I'm saying, shit coming. She got everything that she deserved. She got everything back that she deserved. Cause she beat the shit out of Dominic and forced this man into turning on his own dad and giving his dad pure hell until Rey Mysterio got fed up and he beat the shit out of Dominic. But sorry y'all, I'm hearing things outside. I'm sorry. Let me get over here. Let me get over here. Sorry, I apologize. Apologies. I'm hearing shit outside. And don't sound good either. I'm sorry. Man, let me finish out this video, man. Um, but so yeah. So like I said, Rhea Ripley, she had that shit coming. She got exactly what she deserved. Like I said, she beat the shit out of Dominic. Man, made this man turn on his own dad. And Dominic gave his dad hell for months. And I was getting pissed off at Rey Mysterio keep letting it slide. Until I said, nah, Rey Mysterio is going to eventually get fed up. And he's going to snap and beat the dog shit out of Dominic. And that's exactly what he did. When Rey Mysterio put his hands on his mama and disrespected his mama, right there, that's what drew the line with Rey Mysterio. That's when Rey Mysterio finally snapped. And at WrestleMania 38, he beat the shit out of Dominic. Yeah, he had to show him. He want no deadbeat dad. So Dominic Mysterio, he learned his lesson after that. He learned a valuable lesson after that. Rey Mysterio taught his ass a valuable lesson. So eventually, when Liv Morgan came back, she got her get back at Rhea Ripley too, and injured her shoulder, and took her out of wrestling. Although she really injured her shoulder, but it was an accident. Fans want to talk shit and get mad, talk about she needs to be fired. She can't do her job. But y'all were happy as hell. Y'all was happy as hell when Rhea Ripley injured Liv Morgan's shoulder and put her out of in-ring action for almost the whole year. And y'all said y'all hope she don't return. Y'all hope her career get ended. Saying all kinds of awful shit. But when Liv Morgan returns the favor, y'all wanna drag her talking about how she can't do her job, this and that, the damn third. But y'all was okay with Rhea Ripley, hoping she really injured Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan. Ain't that some shit? So anyway, man, I was pissed off. Yeah, Rhea Ripley is very overrated. She's very overrated. Yes, she is. If you're new to my channel, man, subscribe to my channel. She's very overrated. But if you think about it, Rhea Ripley is the Charlotte Flair 2.0. The same way Vince McMahon booked Charlotte is the same exact way that Triple H books Rhea Ripley. Charlotte Flair was Vince McMahon Golden Girl, and Rhea Ripley is Triple H's Golden Girl. It's no different. Just like I'm not surprised she won the Women's Elimination Chamber tonight. I'm not surprised she won that shit. But I still went for Alexa Bliss and Tiffany Stratton were still my two picks who I went for to win, although neither won. Rhea Ripley won. But I tell you what, I'm ready for them to stop fucking around and go ahead and turn Alexa Bliss away from Charlotte Flair. And I want to see Alexa Bliss get her first redemption match off Charlotte Flair by pinning her for the first time of her career. And it'll be on her resume that she's beaten all four of the Four Horsewomen, and also to avenge her dog Lily. And she move on to capture the women's U.S. title to become an official Grand Slam champion. Because she's never held the Mid-Card Women's Championship before, so that Mid-Card Women's title, that U.S. Women's title, will make her an official Grand Slam champion. So I definitely want Grand Slam Bliss. Charlotte is better though. Yeah, smart. She's playing it smart. So yeah, man, and Alexa Bliss is the one wrestler that I got a lot of hate behind, man. When I used to post pictures of Alexa Bliss in these wrestling groups on Facebook, fans used to come for me like bats out of hell. Don't even get me started on the time when she won the Women's Money in the Bank in 2018 and won back the Raw Women's Championship in 2018 by cashing in her briefcase on Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey, and won the Raw Women's Championship right back from Ronda Rousey in the same night. Don't even get me started on that. And I was posting pics of Alexa Bliss winning the Women's Money in the Bank and the Raw Women's Championship back in the same night. Man, trolls came for me like bats out of hell. But it was funny though. Shit was funny. They didn't get up under my skin not one time. But yeah, so, and like I said, man, Triple H shows favoritism. Triple H shows favoritism. He shows favoritism. He shows favoritism. He put over who he want to put over. Like I said, I'm not shocked Rhea won. You know what I'm saying? We could have got Alexa Bliss, you know what I'm saying, have a WrestleMania match. I wouldn't mind seeing Alexa Bliss versus Jade Cargill. But not sure if they would have had her to go up against Jade, if I'm being completely honest. And I wouldn't have mind seeing them run it back with Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. And Tiffany Stratton win her second women's, you know what I'm saying, world strap from Jade. I wouldn't mind seeing that. And people can hate on Tiffany Stratton and turn around all they want to talk about how boring she was. Shit, Jay's title run is worse than hers. Jay defended it after 100 days. At least Tiffany Stratton was defending it, although she was defending it against the same people. But people can say Jay can help the way she's booked all she wants to. I can say the same thing about Tiffany Stratton. I can say the same thing about Tiffany Stratton. She couldn't help the way she was booked near the rest of the same people over and over to defend her title. So I can, like I said, I can say the same thing. I can say the same thing. I can say the same exact thing. It's time. Oh, now I want to see Natty win her women's IC title. Because like I said before, I talked about Natty's title run. I talked about Natty in another live stream that she's one of the most disrespected female wrestlers in today's, you know what I'm saying, vision. She's one of the most disrespected women's wrestlers in today's women's division. Yes, she is. Only reason why Jade is in a position that she's in, man, is because of her physique. That's the only reason why she's in a position that she's in is because of her physique. When I tell the truth about Jade, they can't take it. They will make every excuse for her in the world. And I don't care, man. Listen, if you say you offended Jade Cargill, that's fine. I don't care if you support her. If you like her, you like her. That's cool. But don't get mad at me when I tell the truth. Because one of my homeboys one time, when I said I want a fan of Jade Cargill, ain't talking about it or nothing. But we were riding together one day kicking it. Coming from Popeyes. I got me some Popeyes or whatever. And we were talking about wrestling. And he was like how he liked Jade Cargill. And I was like, I ain't a fan of Jade Cargill. And he was like, why? Yeah, so I was like, I'm just not, man. I can't get behind the character. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, he was like, I was like, man, I don't have to like her if I don't want to, man. Although he was joking, but man, wrestling fans think he's supposed to like the same wrestler they like. But I'm not talking about him because he was joking. He was joking. But yeah, man, yeah, so Jade Cargill, she's in the position that she's in it because of her physique. Jade Cargill, long story short, she's the female she's the female Arn Man Johnson / Goldberg. That's what she is. I think she was supposed to feud with Naomi and Bianca, but they both have been out. Nah, I knew she was too. No, she was supposed to have feud with those two. Yeah, they was gonna run it back. They was gonna run it back with Jade as the women's champion. But what they was gonna do was what they was really gonna do was have Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill for the women's world title. I pitched that idea a whole year ago. I pitched that idea of Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill at WrestleMania 42. I've been pitched that idea. But Bianca got hurt. She hurt her ankle. She hurt her knuckle. She got to get surgery done on her knuckle, and it's not looking good for Bianca right now, neither. It's not looking good. Because what I was told was she stayed home the whole time and didn't get nothing done to her hand. Didn't get nothing done to her hand. Well, I'm like, Bianca, why the fuck you stay home and not go to the doctor and, you know what I'm saying, to get your hand looked at? So, yeah. If she can come back in time for her finger, yeah. So yeah, so I definitely pitch Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill in the feud. Bianca Belair, the know what I'm saying, babyface, of course, and Jade Cargill, the heel. So I don't know if Bianca is going to return. So they're just going to go with Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill. So yeah, it's going to be powerhouse versus powerhouse. I said in all this time, she might as well have started a family. Yeah. Yep. But so yeah, so yeah, I pitched that idea, whatnot. So yeah, what I think is gonna happen is Finn Balor is about to turn face, and the Judgment Day is about to break up. What I also think it, what I'm also thinking is that Finn Balor and JD McDonough is also going to turn on Finn Balor. I think they're going to turn on him as well, and then Finn Balor comes after Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough, and they're going to build a story between Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio, and eventually he finally be the one. He finally be the one to the throne, Dominic Mysterio, for the IC title. So that's the title I think Finn Balor is going to win. But it all starts with Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough turning on Finn Balor first. So he like I said, he goes after he goes after Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough. He gets his get back at JD McDonough. Then he finally sets his eyes on Dominic Mysterio and his IC title. And then he finally goes after Dominic, and he beat him on to the throne, Dominic, for the IC title. And the story ends there. Yeah, but he got hurt though. He got hurt. Says he got hurt. Seth Rollins injured him, so he had to relinquish the Universal title. So it wasn't his fault, and that was like that was 9 years ago. That was almost 10 years ago. It been almost 10 years in the making that happened. But I think he's going to get back the IC title. And this time, he never got back into the main event. Yeah, but I think that's eventually going to happen. I think things are about to change for Finn Balor for the better. Yeah. So yeah, man. Yeah. But he is getting too old. He should go to AEW. I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't know. Not just yet. Not just yet. Nah, man. Not just yet. You speaking AEW too soon. Not yet. But anyway, putting that aside, all right, man. Let's talk about the main event. Let's talk about the main event. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. All right, the Elimination Chamber match. Javon Nevins got his first Elimination Chamber moment. We had LA Knight in the match. We had Treat Willie in the match. Well, I know his name Treat Williams, but I called him Treat Willie for slang. We had Treat Willie in there. And Randy Orton was in there. And Logan Paul, of course. So the match was solid. They all did their thing. But at the end, Javon Nevers ended up getting pinned and he got out. But like I said, then who you think should have won? Randy Orton ain't one of my favorites, but he wasn't a bad choice in my book neither. He wasn't a bad choice. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't a bad choice at all. But so yeah, Javon Evans got pinned and got out the match. Trick Williams got pinned eventually, and he got out the match. Trick or LA Knight. Yeah, I mean, to which is on. LA Knight wouldn't have been a bad choice. He wouldn't have been a bad choice. And Trick Williams, no, then Trick Willie wouldn't have known. But so Trick Williams got pinned. LA Knight eventually got pinned. So we got and then guess who came back? Just as I predicted. I knew Seth Rollins was going to return at the Elimination Chamber. I knew he was going to return and reveal himself at the Elimination Chamber. That was too obvious. I knew he was definitely going to retain at the Elimination Chamber and cause Logan Paul the match. And now he finally takes down Division. He takes down Division. So he's back now. He's back. So he's definitely about the I mean, yeah, he could have, but like I said, he definitely won't win it because, like I said, I knew Seth Rollins was going to return and cause him the match. So he definitely won't win it. And Seth Rollins was going to see to it that he did it. So definitely, anybody thought Logan Paul was going to win or pick Logan Paul, should have went on ahead and scratched that strategy. Because he sure wasn't winning at the night. I knew Seth Rollins was about to return for sure. That was too predictable. So, yeah. But so when Seth Rollins hits Logan Paul with the curve stomp, Cody pinned him. No, I think Randy Orton pinned him. I think. But yeah. When Seth Rollins hit Logan Paul with the curve stomp, that's when Cody capitalized and pinned him. And who did Randy Orton? Who did Randy Orton RKO in that match? Who did he RKO? Then he RKO'd Cody Rhodes. Yeah, Drew McIntyre came in. Drew McIntyre appeared. He appeared on the scene, and he calls Cody the match. He calls Cody the match because he hit Cody in the back with the title. So Randy Orton jumped in the ring. Randy Orton jumped in and stopped Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre tried to attack Randy Orton, and Randy Orton started whooping his ass. And he hit him with the RKO. And that's when Cody Rhodes hit him with the crossroads. So Drew McIntyre was hurt. He rolled out the ring, and that's when Randy Orton came out of nowhere with that RKO on Cody Rhodes and pinned him 1, 2, 3. So he got it done. And I wouldn't mind saying Randy Orton as the world champion again. And the main thing, Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre has great chemistry. They have great chemistry. They definitely have great, you know what I'm saying? They definitely have great, you know what I'm saying, chemistry. So I wouldn't mind Randy Orton winning the world title from Drew McIntyre. And it hasn't even got revealed yet who attacked Jacob Fatu between Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre? Who did it? Or did Sammy do it? Because like I said, I believe Sammy, I did in one of my recent videos today, I believe Sami Zayn took out Jey Uso. And now part of me think he also took out Solo Sikoa. Because like I said, Sami Zayn has been frustrated for months and months on not being champion. So it's a strong possibility it could have been him to take out Jacob Fatu and Jey Uso. But we'll see how it all plays out, man. But Randy Orton winning the title from Drew McIntyre, ain't got a problem with that. Like I said, Randy Orton ain't one of my favorite wrestlers, but I never had a dislike for him. So yeah, if Randy Orton wins the title from Drew McIntyre, ain't got a problem with it. So I'm going to get up out of here, y'all. I done went live, for a whole hour. Thanks everybody for commenting on my video, man, and being a part of my live stream tonight. Y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all chose to be here and watch me go live and talk about wrestling, and I appreciate that. So like I said, if you're new here, subscribe to my channel, man. You know what I'm saying? And turn on my notifications where you won't miss no more of my videos. And with that being said, it's your boy Hitman D, and I'm going to sign out.